Hey guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here. We're back with the premiere of Haikyuu season number 4. It has been a couple years of a break for many of you guys from this show. For me, it's only been a couple days. But yeah, we're back with season 4. A lot has changed. Again, I'm coming right off of watching the OVAs, so some of the new stuff like the art style, some of the direction changes and stuff I'm already a little bit used to. But of course that was an OVA, a very fast-paced OVA that I don't think is going to reflect exactly how the season's going to go. I don't really have a whole lot to say. Like, we're going to nationals soon. First we got training to do probably. New art style. Again, I'm curious to see how it looks with characters that we've been with a lot more than, like, you know, the characters from the OVA. Music, looking forward to new music. Again, new opening, new ending, a lot of new stuff. I'm ready to get into it. So as always, links at the top of the description. It'll take you to Vimeo. You can watch the reaction highlight there and then head back here afterwards for the post-episode discussion. With that out of the way, let's get into the episode. All right, this was a promising as hell first episode. The episode itself didn't come out and make like a major statement or anything. Like, there wasn't anything crazy that happened. That's been every season of Haikyuu so far. Every season has definitely started off pretty slow compared to the second half of every season. I mean, except for, I guess, season 3, but that doesn't count because it was only 10 episodes. Yeah, I love this idea that we have going on here. These two major training camps. I love the fact that this show really hits home the fact that, like, especially at the high school level, everything feels very integrated. Like, a lot of the opponents that you'll be playing from other teams and stuff, you're playing with them in many scenarios, be it in training camps, maybe in previous teams when you're playing as kids in you know, elementary or whatever. Like, you get to know all these different groups of people. It's not like you're coming to play a team and you're just your enemies. You only know each other as rivals. That's it. Like, there's a lot of teamwork involved amongst other teams to get better, and that's something they do a tremendous job of here. Again, it's something that they translate it so well from real life sports into this. I love that aspect of it so much. The only difference, though, is that I fucking hated training camps. Every time I talk about me playing sports, it always goes back to me just hating doing stuff. Because training camps, I'm pretty sure this translates to almost any sports, but training camps is like, it's the hardest shit ever. It's way more difficult than regular practices. It's intense. You're with the best people. It's long. Like, I remember in high school, we had a summer training camp for football where it was like a week straight. I can't remember exactly. I think it was a week straight of 8 hours a day with a half an hour practice in between. That shit, I really wanted to kill myself every time I woke up to go. Like, I hated it. But it's something that I love that they're translating so well. And that's integrating, you know, playing with people from other teams, getting to know other people, getting better as a group, and then playing each other, right? It's something that we're going to see here with the guy from Itachiyama, who's made it to the National Youth Training Camp with Kageyama. They're probably going to get to know each other, and then they're going to have to play each other in the spring tournament. Man, I just realized I really wrote down absolutely nothing from this episode too, except for like the names of the new coaches we met and stuff. But Hinata snuck his way in to the Miyagi Prefecture Youth Training Camp. Should I have expected anything different? That was definitely an awkward moment, but he made it work. He is now part of the camp, even if he's just a ball boy for now. He's going to have to work his way up, which I like. I like that. This definitely feels a lot more of a unique start to his season. And we're splitting the characters up too, which I like. I think we're going to have to see Hinata and Suki get along. We're going to see Kageyama get along with some of these other people. We're gonna have to see, the rest of the team practice without like their main 1-2 punch of Hinata and Kageyama. Like, it's gonna be interesting. I really like this aspect. We're gonna see people focus on a lot of the weaknesses they have. Again, like Hinata and Kageyama having to practice separate from each other, kind of like they did when they were, had their little argument and they both went their separate ways for a bit. It's kind of similar to that. They're gonna have to evolve on their own. Again, Suki's has to play with people. He has to make friends, which is not his strong suit. I really like it. I love how this is set up right now. I'm digging it. The art style, I've heard some people say, just again, because I'm watching this a couple days after it came out, because I'm still a little bit behind, but I'm gonna be caught up for episode 2. But I've heard a couple of people say that they didn't really notice any difference in the animation. I feel like that's because they probably haven't watched the show for 4 years. I for one noticed a complete change in the way everything looks. I shouldn't say a complete, because again, it's very subtle differences, but there's many of them. It's still Haikyuu. It's not it's not completely different, but they've made a lot of changes in the way it looks visually. Again, all of the edges and stuff seem a lot more just like, I don't know, everything seems a lot less defined. It reminds me of and again, I'm not gonna go into like technical terms of styles of art and animation because I don't know shit, but it reminds me of Dragon Ball Super Broly, how it everything just looked a lot more like old styled, like just not a lot of rough edges, just kind of everything around it. Everything just looked a lot more, you know what I mean? Like the Dragon Ball, like the difference between regular Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Super Broly. That's what I kind of see here. Now, Haikyuu has always been like, it has always had kind of an art style that's very just, they kind of let loose. Not everything's like exactly symmetrical. They just kind of, you know what I mean? It's got kind of that, that out there, that kind of rough look to it, and I like it. But this, like, it's hard to explain, but this does look different. The facial expressions are different. The colors, I definitely feel like the colors are a bit more vibrant and pronounced. What else is different? Some of the characters look a bit more different than others. I feel like Kyoko is definitely a character that looks quite a bit different to me. But there are some characters like Ukai, for example, I noticed. I didn't really know, like, he didn't really look too much different to me at all. Who else? Asahi also. I feel like Asahi looked a lot different. Although, to be fair, he just changes his hairstyle with each season pretty much, so it could just be that. But I feel like he looked a lot different too. There's like certain areas are changed a bit more than others. And as far as like from what I've heard, this is more consistent with how the manga looks, which if that is the case, that's cool. I like that they're changing it up. I don't know if it looks better. Like, I think it's all up to personal preference. I think the quality of how everything looks is the same as it was before. It's high quality. It's consistent. That's that. It's just the style has changed a bit, and I think it just comes down to personal preference at this point. If or maybe if you're one of the people that just doesn't notice a difference from the previous style, then it doesn't matter to you. But I like the look. Again, Haikyuu's always had that really unique look. And they're keeping that up. Again, one thing I really love that is, it's still a thing now, even with the subtle art differences, is just the red cheeks. They look so good. Like, I don't mean like blushing red cheeks, but I just mean like when you start to like sweat a lot, or when you're pushing yourself, or when you're, maybe you get like slapped in the face, like just the redness in certain, like, it's not just face, but it's like, the skin looks so good. It's a very weird thing to say, but it's something that Haikyuu does so well. And it's like, I'm just gonna go back and relook. But I feel like it's a consistent thing that happens very often. I love it. And not just that, but also one thing I think this show does really well from the art department that I actually noticed a bit watching the OVA. I feel like it's a lot more pronounced now than it was before, is the muscles and the lines drawn. It looks very real. Like, obviously, to be good at volleyball or mostly any sport, you have to be fit. But at the same time, volleyball is not a sport where you need to be strong per se. You don't need to be like bulky, big. You want to be fast. You don't want to be strong. You want to be able to hit the ball fast. But I think they do a really good job at making everybody, like, even like, let's take Hinata. Hinata, by any means, does not look ripped. He looks like a slim guy, very average, but like when you see, especially when you see somebody running, you can see like their muscles contracting in their legs. It's just the show does all the little details like that with like the body so well. It looks so good. I love it so much. What else? I mean, now I'm just, again, I feel like this happens very often, but I'm just going on a tangent about all the things that I love about this show. I'm glad that I'm finally caught up to it. It's always a good feeling. I'm on the same page as everybody else, except for those who have read the manga, of course. But it feels good that I'm now not 4 years behind anymore. I'm all caught up, and I'm very excited to see what the rest of this season brings for us. The opening and the ending. The opening looked phenomenal. It looked really, really cool. The song, I can't remember because I feel like a lot of the songs sound similar because they've only had like 2 artists, right? They had Spire and Burnout. What is this band called? I'm just looking through Burnout Syndrome or something like that. I have the My Anime list pulled up right now. Burnout Syndromes, yeah. The Spire and Burnout Syndromes, have they had any other opening artists besides those two? I don't think so. I like when shows do that too. They're loyal. They use the same bands. But again, the songs do end up sounding kind of similar after a certain point. But the ending song I vibe with. The ending song slaps. I'm going to look that song up right after this and add that shit to my playlist because that was fire. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this episode. Of course, I guess this is the part where, I guess I'm gonna let you guys know what's happening from the future, or for the future, I guess. So again, if you're watching this on Patreon, it's currently Sunday. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's Friday, and you're gonna have a double upload with episode 2. But from here on out, we're just doing this weekly. As each episode drops, no early access or anything like that. We're just going with the show. For those of you guys who haven't heard, One Piece is taking over on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So, stay tuned for that. That's starting in a couple days on Patreon, and on YouTube, I guess, for you guys. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, actually, we just started One Piece a couple days ago. Technically not started because I already started it, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I do thank you guys for watching. I'm excited. So I'm going to leave you guys off here. As always, if you guys want early access and or the full length version of these reactions, you can click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/sphericalfilms and you can check that out there. But with all of that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys all on Friday with episode number 2. Until then, peace out.